Today is World AIDS Day, and according to data from the Centers for Disease Control, nearly 1.2 million Americans had HIV at the end of 2019. Across the nation, more than 30,000 people received an HIV diagnosis in 2020. The annual infection rate decreased 8% from 2016 to 2019, but Florida is second in the country for the most new cases. Nearly 24 out of every 100,000 Floridians has HIV. This annual event is aimed at raising awareness on the epidemic. It has claimed the lives of more than 40 million people worldwide. WPTV News Channel 5's Joel Lopez shares the story on what's being done in our community to prevent more lives from being lost.
Here in Palm Beach County, there are over 8,000 people living with HIV, which is the highest it's been in 5 years, and those that have died are being remembered through quilts like these.
Jose Torres, Jimmy Lynch.
One by one, names were read of people who have died from HIV/AIDS.
David S. Fanego, John Scanga.
He thought he could be a long-term survivor, but the world had other choices for him.
The names of brothers, sisters, and friends who left behind loved ones like Michael Fowler, whose partner Jerry Johnston passed away after being together for 20 years.
For me, it was the I'll say the last piece of closure that I needed to do.
Today, during Compass's AIDS Quilt Memorial, Fowler presented a quilt he made of his former partner to join a collection of panels being displayed nationwide to remember over 40 million victims of the disease.
It's not over, and so I think the thing that we all have to work on is making sure that people who live with HIV don't have the stigma that was so strong in the early days of HIV.
Last year, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services awarded over $2 billion to help with HIV aid, as the Florida Department of Health reports that new HIV diagnoses increased by 51% last year in Palm Beach County.
Most of us were pretty much disowned. So it became apparent that if we didn't fight for our rights, more of us would continue to die.
Local curator and owner of Box Gallery, Rolando Chang Barrero, says all but 4 of his gay friends from his youth have died.
I don't know what to say. I miss them. It's another world. It's been a long time.
Today, he's hoping to honor those who passed by displaying a panel of quilts at his gallery to raise awareness of the disease.
We looked around in a whole generation, more than a generation of gay people had died.
In Palm Beach County, health officials say more than 50% of new HIV cases are from people that identify as Black, 60% of which are believed to be from cases of sex among men. In Palm Beach County, Joel Lopez, WPTV News Channel 5.